Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Showtimedr. So I'm going into Overhit today. Gonna be a couple things that's actually kind of bothering me about the game, but I wanted to show you guys my account progress before we got there. So you see here, we got the waifu. For those who don't know, that is the top tier support in the game. Just got her yesterday off a random pull, so let me bring her up here. This is Shomei. So Shomei, aside from being boobalicious, she's also the top tier support in the game. Now supports, they are not so great early game, but in game they'll totally lifesavers. And not that they're bad early game, just not as good because the percentages of gear and all that are all really low. The leadership, straight up attack of all allies, no elemental lock, so that's actually pretty good. Her 2, she heals all the allies, 98.1% of her attack. This is base, by the way, you can level all these up. And she also increases defense of all allies by 23.9% at the beginning for 60 seconds, which is not only a good spell, but a long duration as well, because a lot of the buffs in this game, they're like 15 seconds, etc. So, awesome 2 skill there. Pretty short cooldown, considering it's a 60-second buff, and you can get cooldown reduction in this game. And then also Flower Burst, so this is a buff, status effect immunity on ally times 4, 15 seconds, so when you know something really bad's coming, you can hit this. Also decreases damage taken by 4 allies by 16%, so get all these up, and she's going to help the longevity of your team, so she's super solid. Now, as far as stuff that I've discovered since I last talked to you guys, I did not know this, but there's actually a bunch of link. I'll show you guys what I mean, because when it said link at first, I thought it was just like social media stuff. But links in this case, they give you passive bonuses if you have certain characters, and sometimes active skills, which I actually do have one. I'll show you guys in a sec, but just to show you some of the extra stuff down here. So for instance, this is the one I unlocked when I run these 2 I think it's like earth or grass or whatever in this game together. Show you that real quick, and then we'll get into the topic of the video. Man, I gotta say though, the animation in this game is top tier, man. Super good. I pretty much experienced like nothing. That's pretty cool. I like that. You can have like certain heroes get together and they get extra skills. Now the cool part about this skill is it is deals damage percentage, enemy times 5, guaranteed crit, which is awesome, and then also inflicts burn. All of the dots in this game also inflict a side debuff, so this one is in decreased critical resistance rate by 10%. And it's also ticking 11.5% of attack twice, 20 seconds in this case, so pretty good skill. There's all types of other little things you can do here, but yeah, no, I don't have the heroes, so it doesn't matter as much to me. So, just wanted to get that out there. Now, we're going to get into the topic, which is Overhit definitely has some problems. So as far as, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the pre-register bonus, this is what I'll touch on first. They kind of spun this bullshit where it says pre-register now and receive an SSR character, Sophia. And Sophia's a good character, it's nothing to do with Sophia. Everyone did get their Sophia, but the problem is a lot of people that didn't pre-register, everyone got Sophia. So pre-registering for her was bullshit, like it didn't matter. Like, well, what's the point of saying you want me to pre-register if you're not going to give me anything? If you're just going to give everybody the same thing, so that's fucking silly. Now, as far as the bonuses here, let me make sure you guys can see this, yeah. These aren't really that good. Unfortunately, 100,000 ARN, that's a currency in the game, basically your gold. Not that much, a decent amount, but not that much. You will, oops, did one of these weird UI scroller things. You'll go through that and like a couple character upgrades, maybe some weapon upgrades, and It's not that much. So granted, it is the first reward. 30 D-gems. D-gems are basically the crystals of this game. You know, not bad, but considering that it takes 300 D-gems to do a summon, a 10 summon rather, you know, that's enough for one summon, which, you know. And then this is kind of deceptive right here. So it says 5 gacha tickets. A lot of people will see this and think, oh, 5-star gacha tickets. No such thing as stars in this game. It's all ranks and SSR, UR, which is ultimate rare or uber rare, however you want to say it, and SR and etc. down below that. So 5 gacha tickets, enough for 5 summons. Not a bad thing, but for 500k, not that good. It's like the equivalent of 5 single draws. So 200,000 ARN, I already spoke on the 100,000 ARN. 200,000 ARN's better, but not that great. 200 D-gems, so like I said, it takes 300 to get 110 summon in this game. So, I mean, always welcome, you know, get us. But considering it's 1 million, if they got to 1 million pre-registers, that's, you know, if I was to do this, if they were going to keep the same stuff, I'll just pretend that. This should be 1,000 right here. This should be... Okay, I'd go 1 million. At least 750,000. This should be... $10 to $20 gacha tickets, my opinion. This should be 300, and this should be like 250,000 or something like that, then that would make more sense, but this is a whole Nexon thing, and we'll be getting into that more. So, let's go ahead here. One of the major issues in this game, there are a bunch of separate things from the Japanese servers to our servers, and some of those I don't mind so much, some of them it's just like, what the hell? So I'll go over those in a second, but... Oh, actually, I'll just go over them now. The number one major thing that's going to cheese a lot of people is the... In fact, I can show you guys better. Let me go back to it. The summon rate in this game. So they've done a couple tweaks to it, both of them bad. One of them basically made it so that this is going to be a side game for more people that play it more so than a main game, unfortunately, which is another dumb move by Nexon. Ugh, gosh, we'll get into it here. Well, as soon as it loads. So I'll go over the first thing. Number one, they created a separate class of character you can summon, which is a excuse me, not even summon, unfortunately. That's one of the major issues. UR, ultimate rare. So you see here on this ticket, it says you can summon from R to SSR. So you think, okay, a legendary gacha, that's where you get your UR. Nope. All SSR heroes. Now, in order to get a... I'm just going to call it uber rare character, you have to summon a set amount of times, and then eventually when you do enough, you get a shard. So they turn the uber rare into a shard gacha. How many shards? We'll get into that later. But right now, what I did want to show you too was the rates in Japan for summoning an SSR hero are 5%. And as you can see for the global here, as soon as the damn server wants to catch up, 2%. So that's a strict nerf of 3%. Now, there are reasons for that. That doesn't bother me so much. The uber rare thing bothers me more. Number one, global players are quote-unquote more stingy than, I guess, Asian players overall. So, whereas gambling mechanic is really, really, really huge in like places like Japan and Korea. In America, we're all, well, what are we getting bang for our buck? What are we getting that? Like, we're not so much into the chance, we're more into the what we get. And, you know, it gets a little bit entitled to a point with complaining, but in this case, the complaining would be justified because not only are you losing the 3%, you know, they're pretty much screwing us with various other things, which I'll get into. So that's going to be one of the things they're going to have issues with. Now, 2% doesn't necessarily bother me because I play games where you get 2%. Like Epic 7, I think it's like 2.4 or something like that usually. on theirs. I'd love to see the 0.4 go into this as well, but that's just the way it is. So there is that, and that's going to cheese a lot of people right there and put this game, if they play it at all, into side game status. Now, there are a couple other things which I can show you. We'll start it here. Number one, so right here we can go into an SSR character, right? So this is the base character everyone gets, the main hero, who of course has a sword. So this ability tree has apparently been really nerfed from the Japanese version. Now, I don't know if it launched in this version, and maybe they added to it later, or if we're just getting screwed to get screwed. But basically what this ability tree is, it's 2 branching paths. The differences between the paths, they basically have the same stats, but in one of the trees it's usually like one thing's going to be available earlier in the tree and another one's going to be available in the separate tree later, but it's all basically the same stuff. So you see lots of accuracy, physical attack, crit rate, damage increase, pierce rate. And you go up here, it's basically pierce rate, deal damage increase, crit damage rate, physical attack, accuracy. So it's all the same stuff, just the rate of when do you want to get it. And you acquire these little, I forget what they're called, like elixirs or whatever, and those are what you end up spending in order to get whatever skill you want to get. So, but apparently in Japan, the tree's like massive and huge, and consequently way more stat bonuses. So that's another thing that's changed. Now, I guess before I show you this one thing, let's get the Uber character thing out of the way. So let me show you guys. So we had someone on Reddit, and let me give him credit, or her credit. Ravel. I tried to calculate the amount of money required to max out SSRs and URs, and this came out. So let me get to the point here. Supposing that in 2 months you should get at least 1 copy of every SSR through free currency and some packs, there are still 5 dupes left to get. The reason you need dupes in this game is because you will... a dupe basically adds 5 more levels to a character, their max level. So a character that's 40 can go to 65. That's the mechanic behind that. So to which we add 20% plus 20% due to 20 fragments you get every 100 pulls, and 50% due to legendary gacha. And not quite sure what he's saying there. So a bunch of math, blah 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 blah. The main thing is to max out 1 UR, supposing you get 3 pulls on legendary gacha with the free currencies. There is a total of 300 UR shards to get, so you need 300 of those damn shards, which is, in itself, I think is pretty ridiculous. 15 shards equals 1,000 pulls. Okay, you following this so far? That means 300 shards equals 20,000 pulls. And I'm not just talking about single pulls, I'm talking about 10 pulls. Okay? From which we're supposed to remove 300 pulls that we could get for free, plus 1 free legendary pull from the guide missions. Guide missions are basically the new player missions. So it is 19,600 times $3, assuming you want to spend money to do all this, to buy all the tokens to summon. $58,800 to max out 1 UR character. 118,800 if you want to max both. There are 2 in the game right now. So that's a non-starter as far as Ultimate Rare goes. And it's too bad because the Ultimate Rare characters, they basically chain their own combos. So they put up a debuff and then they get bonuses based off of the debuff being on that character. And usually it's a damage multiplier with an additional proc of either a debuff or a buff, what have you. So, and like they say here, I really hope they were under heavy drugs when they opted for these drop rates, and that they will solve everything before global launch. Yeah, so that right there cheesed me a lot, and it's ended up cheesing off a lot of people. Now, I will say, there is, like, how did I say this? That isn't the end-all, be-all. to this game, though, because there is a fact. In fact, I could show you guys. Let me get out of here. We'll go to... Let's say I'm going to do a campaign mission, right? So, let's say I'm going to go over here. Gonna go hit hard mode 2-1. Apparently, the second world is actually really hard on hard map. So let's say I'm gonna get a friend unit, right? I'm gonna pull a friend unit. Well, there's something you're gonna notice. Let me hit level here. A lot of these characters are SRs. You see SR, 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 SR. Level 65, SR, 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 SR. And it's gonna take me a while. There's my first SSR hero. There's a reason for that. The SR heroes in this game, early, mid, and even early late game, if not mid-late game, are more powerful than the SSR characters. Now, in base, the SSR characters are stronger characters because they have higher stat multipliers, better bonuses, that type of thing, and usually better skill percentages and types. But because it's easier to get SR characters in this game than it is to get SSR characters, what I was saying about the raise the level cap earlier, you can do that really quickly for the SR characters, whereas you can't do that really quickly for the SSR characters because you need a copy of that character. Also, that thing that I showed you with the, what was that, the little skill tree? And there's also a couple other upgrade methods for the character, like their rankings from D to S rank. All of that is cheaper for SR characters. So financially, resource-wise, it is more effective to raise SR characters in this game than it is to raise SSR characters in this game. And SSR characters only become really effective once you have them at least level 55 or so, once you start getting the in-game raids and in-game exploration missions, what have you. So that kind of saves it to a point to where you don't really feel like you really need UR characters, because even if by some big miracle you got the UR character, you know, it would still be, well, you got to rank them up. That's going to take a ton of resources. You got to get copies of them. That's going to take a ton of resources. And so it's just a net strike against this game, unfortunately. But the SR thing does help. It does actually help a lot to mitigate a lot of that. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go over the other differences that I know about. I'm sure there are some I'm going to miss, but the other differences that I know about. So, hold on. So number one, when you get into the game, there's going to be these guide missions. Those are basically the new player missions. Well, apparently a lot of these have been nerfed as far as the rewards, and there are actually some really good rewards in here, but I want to find one in particular that really cheesed me, that I thought was really fucking stupid, but kind of shows you how the company thinks. But apparently, like, all this stuff that you see, there were either better rewards or more numerous rewards at some point. Or, excuse me, on the Japanese server. This one. Okay, so your reward for doing 10-10 draws. The 50th mission in this. You see this 15%, you're like, okay, you know, 15% more experience, 15% less stamina used, 15% less gold used. Nope. Obtain an extra 15% of purchased gems. And that's multiple times. Like, I think I've seen it 2 or 3 times so far. And it's just like, that's great if you want to purchase gems. Yeah, that's great. But, and I actually think that's cool that they have that somewhere, but not for new player missions. Come on. New player missions? How about if you purchase gems the first time, you get 15% more? And give us some regular rewards that everyone can use. Because this is just going to sit in my inventory. I'm never going to purchase anything from this game. You know, unless someone freaking donated it to me or something and told me, you have to spend it on this. Okay. Other than that, I ain't purchasing nothing. But, so that cheesed off a lot of people. Let me get a list. There's actually a list of stuff that's been changed here. Let's see here. Yeah, I forgot. She's gonna bitch as long as I'm on the front menu here. Yeah, so those gem multipliers were actually freebies. That's silly stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to find... There's like some other things, but can't find them all right now. But those were like the main ones that caught my attention, which... You know, unless Nexon seriously changes that. Creating UR in the first place. Who the fuck is gonna pay that much money for that? You know, $58,000. I could go fucking on vacation for years. Yeah, I guess it depends where you go. But you get what I'm saying. Like, $58,000, I could buy a sweet car. Down payment on a house, you know, in a lot of areas. If not outright buy some property. And, you know, like, imagine, too, like, because I'm thinking about it from the American perspective. You know, what if you're in, like... You know, somewhere in South America or some really poor place where the currency exchange for the equivalent of $58,000 in American money is like millions, you know? Like, stupid stuff. Yeah. I forgot she's gonna bitch. I came back out here. Yeah, but I'm still playing it, but I have officially downgraded this game for me to side game status. Still playing it every day, etc. But I'm gonna start looking at some other games now. So I've gotten some recommendations. Grand Blue, I actually installed that. I just need to understand it before I actually start. I'm gonna reroll on it. I got El Chronicle mentioned to me, and then. Still looking, you know. Unfortunately, Crossing Void... Oh, you guys can't see that part. Crossing Void actually runs like crap on Nox for whatever reason. So, can't play that unless I want to put it on my phone, which my phone's pretty filled with space at the moment. So, yeah. I wonder if we can get a good PvP match. Maybe I could give you guys a PvP show real quick. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go get all my bonuses. And you see, you get 4,000 gold from just logging in to your guild. So, you know, 100,000 gold, whoop-de-doo. Oh, I got my Select SR. Or is it... Wait, is that Select SR? Really? I thought it was a Select SSR. Get some more friends here. An event? Oh, there it is. Okay, so SSR summon ticket. Okay, I was about to like flip my shit. Alright, well, I heard that this wasn't a select ticket, so... I'll just see what I get here. Might as well. Okay, yeah, it's literally a Select SR ticket. Alright, so that one's cool, but the SSR ticket, hopefully I get someone good if it's random. Let's go. Oh yeah, that was one of the other changes they made. In Japan, Mechanic Jack has blackface. So of course that would piss off people in America. But all of a sudden here, he looks like, I don't know. Some type of dude from, like, Harvest Moon or something. Jack's actually not bad. I remember I heard he's, not top tier, but he's pretty close. Fairly close, like, 4th or 5th in what he does. So, well, would have loved to have had someone else, but that's the way it is. Alright, well, I guess that's pretty much going to be the topic. I'm going to go do some PvP real quick, if you guys want to hang out. I'm hoping to get a good PvP match, because I actually enjoy the PvP in this game. I've been demoing a new team, but as you see, my record's not all that great, because there's lots of people that have been playing for weeks, whereas I got like 7 days in. Oh yeah, that's another thing, a knock I'll give this game. The PvP matching sucks. It's really bad. Number one, and this part I don't have a problem with, it's completely random, so you can't like look at who you're gonna fight and be like, okay, I can counter this with that, and that type of thing. But, and I'm cool with that, if the match system worked better. But what the match system instead does, is it will match you with anyone random. It could be a complete new player that you'll just stomp really quick, or it could be someone that has like 1,000 ranking on you that'll stomp you no matter what you do. So we'll take a couple examples here. See how this goes. And I'll tell you guys, whatever, you'll be able to see in the top what the rankings are. I think my ranking's only like 1,400 or whatever the hell. So if you see someone with like 2,000 or 1,900, then that guy's probably gonna stomp me. Unless they're experimenting or something. Dude, this guy's 994. I literally don't even have to do anything. And we'll fucking wreck him. Now granted, that's cool in the sense of that I gotta win, but I would much rather fight someone that is also like, you know, within like 200 ranking of me either way. So like 1,300 to 1,700 would be pretty cool. Anyways. So, unfortunately, I unlocked triple attack when I beat the, or triple speed rather, when I beat regular campaign mode, but it doesn't work in PvP. I guess that's for reflexes, like you kind of have to like see things even though it's quicker, but not necessarily at the triple speed, because then you wouldn't be able to react properly. I kind of get that, that's fine. Alright, so now, the reason I hit back is literally every time I hit that retry or start button from there, I always get some type of team that's like 2,000 or something like that. And I'm trying to avoid that this time. But I really enjoy the close PvP matches though. Yeah, this guy's 1850, so most likely I'm gonna get smashed, especially since Luna's there. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, fuck, I forgot they have a combo attack. Yeah, I'm screwed. Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Prison beam fucking hurts. Alright, I'm gonna do the damage reduction, because I'm gonna need it. And right before the skill. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna win this. We're gonna get our tank up pretty quick, but he's gonna be at like half health. The girl that dances and buffs. I remember I showed that skill in my stream, and I was like, did you guys see the owl? They're like, what owl? Oh, this is gonna hurt. Cool thing about PvP is, if you run out of time, which is right here, it's just literally whoever has the higher health percentage on their team wins. So, you can just like pump a heal right at the end of the battle and maybe pull out a battle that you have no business, pulling out. Yeah, but these guys are too tanky for me. We're doing alright, but Not nearly as good as we need to. Ah, I didn't click it in time. But you see, you know, health percentage-wise, I'm managing to stay pretty high. It's just I can't do any damage to them because they basically have my same team. With better skills and I'm assuming higher levels, etc. Oh, did he die before I could even get the heal off? Damn. I think if I have any damage I could throw out. I'll take a saber! Yeah, it looks like they finally got me. And yeah, that is a hard limit, so even if you cast a skill before, if the skill effect doesn't actually go off at 0 seconds, it won't register the damage or the heal, so... Lame, but that's the way it is, so... Alright guys, so that should be it for this video for now, so... Still gonna cover Epic 7, still gonna play it. It's just, unless they change that UR thing, among other things, and... It's just, it tamps down the hype, and I've already seen people say they're not gonna play it because of that, and that's... You know, it just... When I saw this game in, you know, I would see it on some websites. I'm like, wow, those graphics are beautiful. Everyone seems to like that game. I wonder what it's going to be like when it comes out here. And then, man, I had no idea. You know, it's going to be like another... Well, maybe not. I shouldn't say that. But it's just going to be a big disappointment. And because we all know Nexon, they don't keep their games running global when they hit the global servers. They don't even make their year anniversary before they shut down. They'll merge the servers within a couple months and then, oh, we're not making any money because, you know, people want to spend their money on things like food. So it's just like I just don't see the long-term appeal for this game right now. But I mean, there's always a chance they could make some changes. They've apparently made a couple changes, but we'll see how it goes. So that's me signing off for right now, guys, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later on. I got a couple more videos to do today, so we'll get to those, but... Oh, once again, if anyone has either a Summoner's War account that they don't mind, you know, letting me look at, and if anyone has any advice on Grand Blue, I could use that, because I gotta figure out who to reroll for. Maybe I'll stream that tonight, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so, if this is your first time watching me, yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR, found my YouTube. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, there is my notes. You can click show more in the description. Link to my Discord, got an Overhit tab there. Link to my Twitch. I've streamed this twice now on my Twitch, I believe, so... Get into it. I might do Grand Blue tonight. We'll see how it goes, but... Alright guys, so have a good day. Take care.